The round table.
Gentlemen,
Aye.
let's broaden our minds.
Lay on, gentlemen, and let them know what's what. Fire at will. It's time for action, gentlemen.
Gentlemen of the round table.
What's the topic of discussion?
Civility, gentlemen. Always civility.
Where's Pratt?
Dear God who isn't there, I don't know what to say to a group of shadows clustered in a dusty corner of an empty room. I guess I will say to you who does not exist, thank you. This is a prayer to a picture of nothing. So thank you, God, for not being there and not judging me when I masturbate. Okay. Happy birthday. Amen.
Welcome to the Roundtable of Gentlemen, everybody. Who is on the program today?
Jackie Zebrowski. Honk, honk.
My name is Henry Zebrowski, sitting in for Big Ed Larson.
Big Eddie.
I'm Holden McNeely. I love Ben, and Ben loves me.
Good.
I'm Kevin.
Don't suck up to him. I'm sorry, bro.
It's all good, man. I ain't important. All right.
I'm Ben Kissel. In the Chuckle Hut, we've got the wonderful, very busty. I'll tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. If she was a condom, I would wear her every day. Stephanie Boyle, everybody.
That
Stephanie.
gross.
That doesn't make any
Hi.
sense.
So
How do
nice
you
to
do
be here
that?
with you, Ben.
How do you wear a condom every day?
No, I mean,
How do I wear her like a condom?
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll figure it out. All right.
Like a rubber glove.
Like a rubber glove. And God knows I am lonely, desperate for love.
Do you guys notice without Ed being here, it smells a lot less like chicken wings in this room?
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
It also
No,
makes
man,
me...
he smells like bologna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of a sauce. A kind of sauce.
Like
that
a
I've never
red,
been able...
purpley sauce.
Yeah, red-purple sauce. You sort of are like, what's in this? I can't even figure out what's in this.
It burns! It burns when you eat it!
It's like a sandalwood sauce.
Every time I smell it, I want to vomit. All right. What's on the news? Marcus Parks, what do you got for us, buddy?
All right. Among 20 Department of Education employees disciplined in the last 2 years for acting appropriately at school, inappropriately at school.
Oh, yeah,
excuse
good,
me.
Inappropriately.
Inappropriately.
Marcus Parks with the news. What do you got for me?
A hard word to say. Real hard word to say.
Maybe it'll be better if Kevin, can you throw it to Marcus? And maybe that'll make him not a retard?
Marcus Parks with the news. What we got, son?
Oh, don't scare him.
There's a criminal in the room.
No! I have nothing!
All right. Sibilance. Pork pie. Yes.
Pork pie.
Flying buttress.
All right. Among 20 Department of Education employees disciplined in the past 2 years for acting inappropriately at school, we have 3 examples here. I'm going to go ahead and go on the first one.
Lovely.
One Satan-spouting Queens teacher threatened students with flames and a box cutter.
Good.
Yeah.
Angel Vasquez teased and berated his students. He waved box cutters and lighters at them and then said that he was just kidding. The Hellraiser also cursed in class and, quote, spoke about Satan on a daily basis.
I guess he ain't no angel.
My question is this guy...
We're going to let that one fall.
Feel the weight of
it. Feel the weight of that film.
Jackie, you really fell into my department there. That was a bad joke. That was a bad one. I'm going to have to feel like you for a second talking to me and be like, terrible job.
I'm just sitting here wondering if that guy is me.
Right. Do you have a substitute teacher job, Henry?
I mean, not anymore.
No,
You did. Henry taught your first day was kindergartners, right?
Yeah, I was given I substitute taught for 2 weeks. This kid, it was so I go in there. It's a week-long thing in a kindergarten in the Bronx, and the first day, a kid looks at me and mimes shooting me with a gun. Just goes like. And I was like, all right, you're 4. This is fine.
Yeah.
They proceed to then hold a revolution when I lose my voice. I lose my voice second day in. They just tear the whole place apart, and I get all of them suspended. I suspended the whole room.
So they just occupied your classroom.
Absolutely.
You turned into your father, the NYPD cop, for like one afternoon with these kids.
You need to respect me. I was like,
I am here. I get a degree.
No, I just
I'm
marched
older
down
than you.
I grabbed the vice principal and brought him in there, and he just booted all the kids, and it was like a little kindergarten spring happening in the
Nice.
classroom.
Their Arab Revolution. I'm surprised that the whole class you just didn't keep it hostage with that little handgun there. That would be amazing. If
You just gotta get in a fight the first day of substitute
Oh, I see.
teaching,
It's
and
like
then
going
they
to
respect
prison.
you from then on out.
Cool,
Yeah.
man. What class were you teaching?
Kindergarten. There's no
Oh,
classes.
so no class.
Yeah.
Just like don't shit yourself and piss in the corner.
It's literally, I was just reading them stories.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you had to do was sit and read the stories.
you feel like
You're
there-
learning to tie your shoes.
Was there one children's story in particular that you really felt like motivated the revolution? Or
No,
was
absolutely. I don't remember.
Was it like
minute
Peter
about those
Rabbit
days.
or anything like that?
No, I don't know. It was a big book, though. It was a large book.
That's why I feel like
Interesting.
this teacher, I think it's fine that he talked about fire and brimstone. It's the only way to scare them. Talk about hell. Talk about how they're going to be forever
I mean, I went to
damned.
Catholic school, and to me, this is just lesson 101. You know, immediately
I guess
with the
it's
letter.
the box cutter, quote unquote,
It's
that
the
people had a problem
waving
with.
box cutters
That's
and
fine. He
fire
didn't
at
hurt
them.
them.
I mean,
Was it
then
a
again,
religious thing or like what was the deal?
He
where
was just he just talk about Satan all the time.
Oh.
Like
Rules.
not even
What is his name?
religious stuff, just talking about the devil.
I just love him. That's
I'd
the
love
teacher
him
that
too.
I would
God,
want
I would
to
love to
have.
have this teacher.
I'm surprised you didn't in Texas.
Well,
You didn't have some kind of crazy, teachers in Texas.
I had one teacher who was a shell-shocked Vietnam veteran.
He just shook in the corner the whole class.
Kind of,
just
you
said,
could do anything in there. He was the most non-confrontational, and he kind
The
of talked
name-
like
the-
he
the-
talked
Tell
like
me, Marcus,
this.
you got any Vietnamese in you?
The name of the class was "What's Wrong with the Viet Cong?" with Mr. Stevenson.
They fit through tiny tunnels and they make horrible things with bamboo.
It's weird. They make finger guns. Hold the entire classroom hostage.
What accent is that?
That's German. That's German. Yeah. They make finger guns. Hold the entire classroom hostage. Yeah.
I don't know what
That's
that
not-
voice is.
It sounds good.
It sounds
Stephanie,
Gross. It's definitely gross.
Stephanie, if you could speak for your vagina really quickly, how wet are you?
I'm moist.
Here in America,
Moist.
that's a gross term.
I'm moist as well, but I
Yeah,
think
me
it's just
too.
this room.
Yeah, that's just
It
because
is
you're
hot.
fat.
Yeah.
I'm fat. Yeah, thank
So,
you.
I hear moist, I just think about brownies, cakes. That's what I think about.
savories and sweets.
Milky white.
There was certainly a frosting put on top.
The second guy, he bragged to his students about his pickup skills. Let's see here. They weren't so strict whenever they came to punishing self-styled ladies' man Richard Van Grover.
I love self-styled ladies, man.
Oh, you just wait.
I just imagine him with a blazer and he has like his hands on his hips with the coat behind his hands. When they say self-styled, he's just sitting there like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got salsa
Ladies'
conquista
man.
on his t-shirt.
Because the game always talks about like peacocking. He probably like wears a big floppy hat all the time and has a parrot with him.
Oh, you guys just fucking wait for this. This is great. Investigator, his name, by the way, Richard Van Grover.
Yeah.
He's 57. He was a junior high teacher. Investigators found that Van Grover sexually harassed 10 students in his class by telling tales of hitting on women in gyms. He also leered at students and made them watch clips of Their Eyes Were Watching God, a movie featuring sex scenes with Halle Berry.
Well, that
and
just sounds like school.
the classroom Casanova even bragged to his students that he was writing a how-to book about becoming a pickup artist called How to Meet, M-E-E-T, or Meet, M-E-A-T, Women. How to meet or meet women.
It's an either-or situation. You can only do one or the other.
Yeah, but that's the thing. How do you meet a woman?
Well, that's the thing. Holden, how would you M-E-A-T a woman? How would you meet a woman? What do you do in that situation?
Toss some baloney at
Turn
her.
into a donkey. And,
Hee-haw!
yeah, and
Hard.
I just become a fucking hairy animal, different from my own self.
Yeah, throw her on the grill, man. Get her all charled.
I'd slope her bones.
Yeah,
Slope
that makes sense.
Jackie, have you ever been met before or meted?
Oh, you mean got my meat on?
Yeah, have you
Oh,
ever got-
yeah, man. Got the tube suck. Was treated like a meat. Put in casings, you know what I mean, man?
I want to know more about this tube suck. What is a tube suck?
Sounds dry and
I've never known
uncomfortable.
about.
It's so gross.
Does it involve a vacuum cleaner?
Oh, yeah. Put it in the grinder, man. Get it all chewy.
Oh my goodness.
It's like I could say it's gross, but it doesn't make any sense.
no, I mean that's the thing.
I feel like Sex with Jackie is like an episode of Double Dare.
It feels like a
really
Salvador
is.
Dali painting where you just make up surreal new
It's all
sex
drippy.
things.
I will take the physical challenge, which is just the sex.
I guess we had sex, but it felt like we just stared at each other for a long time.
Very
Now it's just covered
bizarre.
in blood and like feces.
So what class was this fellow teaching?
It doesn't say which
Why don't-
class
no,
any of them.
junior- I feel like-
It's just junior high.
Those are very young youths to be learning about the love game the way this man has presented it. I mean,
mean, yeah,
he
but
might be a great teacher.
He's a self-styled ladies' man.
He
That's the
is.
thing. He was just talking about his game. He wasn't fucking touching them.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that.
He was boning up, man.
He was boning up, but he fucking jacked off in the bathroom. He didn't touch them.
I had a teacher, Mrs. Belts, who taught us sex ed in the 6th grade, and she used to give around back massages, and she would just rub all over the boys and the
See,
girls.
that's more
And
inappropriate.
it was amazing. I mean, that's the difference. That's
You
the
get
double
so
standard
tense
between-
you're in school, you got homework due. It's nice to have a good relaxing
Literally,
massage
when
from a
I put a
teacher.
condom on a cucumber in front of her, and I was fully rock hard. And in 6th grade, I went to the bathroom and immediately jacked off to her face because I was younger than I didn't realize that women parts were better than the
Just
face.
her face.
Literally did. She had the penciled-in eyebrows. She was much like the teacher in Happy Gilmore that ate the paste. You know, just like the hippity dippity one in Catholic school. Oh, it was so hot, Mrs. Belts. If you're out there, baby, wink it. I love your asshole. I want to fucking suck it.
Ben, you're fucking. Dude, you need a prostitute. I think you need a prostitute.
No, you can't pay for the things that I want. God knows.
They're only good if they're from pure intentions.
Well, that's the
It
thing.
can't be a thing purchased.
Yeah, the woman has to love what she's doing for you. Otherwise, you don't, then it's time to, scalp their heads and staple them onto a mannequin like the movie Maniac.
He's a maniac. It's more like romantomaniac.
Yeah, exactly.
He was just in love with women too hard.
I love fucking chicks in the ass, man. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, Jackie was talking about touching
doesn't?
kids. Huh?
No, I've never had sex with a woman in the butt. I haven't had.
It's messy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty
What's
messy.
the worst thing that?
Wait, you know? Really?
No, I haven't. Have you?
No.
Hey, Kevin, have you ever fucked a chick in the butt?
Nope.
Stephanie, you've ever fucked a chick in the butt?
No.
Have you ever been butt fucked?
Yes.
You live in the UK, so I assume that's how men call. That's just what men call being gay.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
So now, as a gal who lives in London, is there a specific difference between the men and the women there? Like, how does when a man hits on you in New York, do you feel like it's very different than a man hitting on you in the UK?
Mostly the difference is at the end of sex when they come, they all say sorry. It's
In the UK?
absolute-
What?
Oh,
They
I'm so
say
sorry.
They
Sorry?
Absolutely.
That's disgusting.
Sorry?
That's disgusting.
It's really disgusting. You're like,
very
really?
polite.
Because that wasn't even good. But sorry when you come is not like the
Why
answer.
never apologize for coming?
I don't know.
That's
Oh, it seems I've
disgusting.
salted the cracker. I'm sorry.
Dude, apologies.
See, I always just yell bonkers. I heard the fuck out of there.
I'd rather bonkers. I'd rather that.
McNeils.
I have
You-
two
you yell,
bike
Here
horns.
comes the goo. I
Yeah,
thought.
that's right. Yeah, here
all
comes
changed.
the goo. That's right before. Bonkers is right after. That's the thing.
Is it? Did they come on a specific part of you that they need to apologize for, or just
Oh
anywhere?
no! This is like in the condom inside, normal, standard, boring
There-
sex.
I mean,
This
are
is
they
why
like?
there's
Do they
something
not
wrong.
last very long? Is that what it is?
I don't think it had to do with the length
It's the
of time.
feminization of the. It's the feminisms.
Feminization.
Feminization of the fucking
Feminization.
world.
No, no.
Men are apologizing for coming all of a sudden. The UK is.
I
not,
mean, I apologize to myself after I masturbate.
Well,
Oh, Henry, I want better for you.
well, exactly. After I masturbate, every single time I wipe cum from my eye, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I can't see for another day. But whatever. Who cares? At the very least.
So usually I just don't get naked for like a week and a half because I feel disgusting.
Yeah. Have you ever had a man come on you, Jackie, and then immediately apologize? Because in your situation, they actually should have.
Well, yeah, they should have, and they never did. Or else I would fucking be like, "You're a pussy," and I'll beat the fucking shit out of them.
Jackie, you're heading into satire.
I love it. I just can't believe they always apologize.
Yeah.
I just feel like
so
it would.
funny.
It would make
Like,
me feel like I just got raped. If
And a
someone
British
apologized
apology,
afterwards.
too.
Yeah.
Sorry,
hilarious, man.
sorry.
I'm so
Don't
sorry.
be sorry. But I'm happy.
do anything
It's
wrong.
fine.
Exactly.
I chose you.
Pretty lame names as well. It's like Pete and Paul and Patrick, and they're all sort of standard about their "I'm
How about
sorry."
Milo and
Mostly
Otis?
white?
Actually, the black English guy did not say sorry,
Really?
so maybe it's a standard. I don't know. It was just an
Yeah,
example.
he just said,
I
"Get your
had.
broke ass out of here."
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
When it came, it just sounded like the sound of a $20 bill hitting the table. That's pretty fantastic. Because he paid for her? Because she's a prostitute?
Stephanie's not a
Where did
prostitute.
this-
She's
I
a
don't know
normal
what you're
prostitute.
saying
Person.
right now,
Prostitute.
and you're out of bounds.
You're off the. You're
Am I off the
playing.
radar?
Yeah, you're playing in the rough, dude.
Falling apart on
Nonetheless,
live radio.
well, I blame my teacher.
I want to hear about kids getting touched.
what's
And
the
that's
deal with
what
that?
we got. All right, this last guy. His name is Leroy Biles.
Yes. Oh yes. Days when it comes up.
But his name's Monroe Pukins.
He's an art teacher at a high school, and he embraced each of his students as they entered and exited the classroom. Some disconcerted students complained to investigators that they were uncomfortable with the constant touching.
Like a good game thing. Like
and
good
said
game, good
and
class.
said Biles lowered the grades of students who evaded his embrace.
He's a lonely dude, man.
Yeah, Biles
It's
didn't.
It's
What
also
is
the
hug on?
easiest class to get a fucking A in. Hug the teacher.
Hug the fucking
It's like
teacher.
hug the teacher.
Hug
How'd you get a D in the hug class? You hug the teacher.
Hug him a beat longer, you'll get an
Yeah,
A.
it's fine.
You know
It's
what I mean?
super
Just get in
simple.
there, give him a good deep hug. It's
Yeah,
fine.
whatever.
Every day, whenever you go in a class, you give a hug. Every day when
I
you
love
leave
this
class,
guy. I think
you
there's
give
not
a
enough
hug.
touch. There's not enough human
No.
contact
My landlord
anymore.
does that with me. Is that weird? My landlord, whenever
I
I
feel
come
like-
in the house, he hugs me really hard in the lobby.
Why is he always waiting for you in the
He
house?
just seems to always know when I'm leaving and when I'm coming. He's just like, it seems
Weird.
like he's keeping tabs on me, but it's nice. It's friendly. It's nice to know that he's there.
I feel like it would depend on how full body contact the hug was. Like, is it like you can feel his penis and like the small of your breast
I'm
area?
sure he gets up in there, man.
Yeah,
he must,
He
yeah.
must,
Yeah.
right?
Leroy Biles.
yeah,
sounds
that's
like a lonely
weird.
dude.
And this is the thing. Here's a quote from him. I could walk across the stage here and the students would holler like I'm a rock star. And he added that parents called him, quote, the famous Mr. Biles.
Famous for touching his children, Mr. Biles.
He denied that the hugs were mandatory and received a letter of reprimand as punishment for inappropriate contact with students. He still teaches at the school and said the kids love him,
He has-
despite the fact that 6 students told investigators they were uncomfortable.
He works with puppets, right?
He's an art teacher.
Okay.
Oh,
works
well,
with
that-
puppets.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's a
Hippy
fucking
dippy.
puppeteer.
The art teacher is supposed to be hugged by all the students. I mean, that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's not that bad, man. Yo, in fucking middle school, I had this one teacher, Mr. Olson, who had one arm. He had lost the arm. He had a fucking nub. And I remember the first day of school, for whatever reason, my cousin went and saw the dude, and he was terrified. I get home, he's like, did he touch you, man? And it was like, anytime you would do a good job or something, he'd just come up and was like, that was a great paper. Hit you with a nub on your shoulder.
Oh god,
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it would have been worse if he was just like, oh man, can I touch your teeth with my nub? Just like, sticks your nub in your mouth and rubs your teeth with it.
Just immediately apologizes right afterwards.
I'm sorry.
I just had to touch your teeth.
I'm sorry, I touched your teeth with the nub.
Imagine that being a fetish, though. Someone that lost their arm. It's like, can you just suck on the end of it?
No, that's
Imagine sucking on a no arm.
No,
Sucking on
that
what
is
used to
that
be.
is a fetish.
I'm sure it has to be.
Yeah, amputees. An amputee fetish. Yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah.
Can you imagine sucking on that?
I don't know. I think it's gross.
I imagine it's much the same as sucking on other nubs.
A big old arm cock. You think so?
I would
think it's
rather a
different when
regular
it's-
cock. I'd rather a head. At least they can feel something.
I mean, that's the thing. We've all
It doesn't
been
have
with.
a weird little like thummy thing on the side of it too, and that's scratching your cheek as you're sucking on the main stump.
There's no clit on
Oh
my cheek.
yeah, man. There was another guy. I didn't actually know this dude, but like some of my friends knew him. Like some of my friends in college had a friend back home who had half an arm, and they used to call him 1.5. He would nub girls all the time.
That was my
apparently.
GPA in
Fucking-
Why
college.
do you nub a girl? Like
Just-
stick
you
his
just
nub
nub
in their
'em.
vagina?
No, I
Stick
knew
it
it.
in 'em?
No, I knew a guy with a baby arm that he would like walk up and just like he was actually kind of a cool guy, just like baby arm rub someone.
I feel like if you were that confident though about your nub that you're willing to shove it up inside of me, I'd give it a go.
Yeah, you would. I agree
I
with
just
you.
feel like
I
it
absolutely
wouldn't feel
believe
very
that.
good for him.
You know what's another phenomenon I've been running into a lot is dead hands.
Now, what's a dead hand?
A woman running for district in my area, Queens, Elizabeth Crowley, things her name. I don't remember her last name. She's got a dead hand, and it's a shaking hand. You walk on the train, all these people are running for local office. They stand outside the train, and you go to shake your hands, and then it's just a cold, dead hand. It literally,
So
the
nothing
hand
goes
doesn't
there.
work.
No blood. No flow.
It's just a dead, lump of flesh on the thing, and she just grabbed it, and you just like, and so the first time I grabbed her hand, I just shook the hell out of it.
You
'cause I
might
knew
as
it
well.
would
You can do
it.
whatever you want
It's
with
like
it.
her whole arm
Give it
went
a
all
gang
floppy.
sign,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It was super weird.
You can
I just-
rock lock it.
But I think it's an essential problem. If you're a politician, you have
Gotta
to have
a
two
good,
working
solid
hands.
hand
You must.
to shake
Can't have a
hands.
dead
and
hand.
stuff. Hold
Stephanie-
babies and things like that.
As a woman, would
Push
you
the
rather
button
get
and blow up Siam.
And by the way, I have to point out that whenever Ben just said Stephanie cringed a little bit. Like,
All right, this is going to be a sexual question. There's no way it's not going to
No,
be.
it's never gonna be fun.
Why does it have to be sexual every time, Ben?
All right, Jackie. So if you were getting if you were getting blasted by a dude, you want a dead hand or do you want a nub hand? Which one is worse?
Oh, I want nub hand. I don't want a faux hand.
Dead
I don't
hand.
want to feel
You
like
want a nub?
yeah.
No hand at all is
Can
better
you
than a
imagine
dead hand.
a dead hand like rubbing, like hitting itself against your dick? He doesn't know how hard it's
oh, I'm
hitting you.
sorry.
I'd prefer the dead hand.
I'm going to do this for the rest of the rest of this
You can make
podcast.
the dead hand do what you want it to do.
Yeah, but it won't feel anything. It'll be like a. I would rather.
He won't feel it, but
masturbate
I'll
with
feel
a
it.
fake hand. I would rather have no man and a fake hand rather than have man with dead hand.
That's fascinating. I love it, man.
Agreed.
So what would you rather have? As a man, you want a dead hand or you want a nub? If your hand was going to be cut off?
If I had a
or-
dead hand
you
or
want
if I had a
dead hand?
nub, either way, I would have a metal new robot hand.
Hell yeah, dude.
I would have a replacement
So
hand
nub.
that
So
works.
nub. Then nub.
Yeah, and I put a fucking
So
robot hand
Jackie,
on
that
it.
brings to the second question. Metal hand, nub hand. Which one do you
Metal
want?
hand, industrial strength. Go
No, but it's gonna be
hours.
cold. It'd be like
That's the
going to
thing,
the
all the fingers
gynecologist.
will extend like
Yeah.
spider legs.
That's
They'll like
great.
come out inside. They'll fucking reach out into
As long
whatever
as
you
it's
need.
got lasers on the end, so
Yeah,
it
yeah,
can like
definitely.
write inscriptions on the inside of my uterus.
And it speaks.
No
it can
apologies
speak to me.
there.
It goes, Grog, Greg, Grog. It can only speak like that, though, but
Grog
I
and Greg,
understand
yeah.
it.
I probably
Greg,
I
Grog.
would just fall in love with the hand and not with the man.
That's the thing. The hand is better than the man.
Holden just made his first faux political point of all
That's
time.
the thing. Absolutely.
The hand is better than the
better
man.
than the man. Pin is mightier than the sword. The hand is quite
3,000
better
years
than the
ago,
man.
you would have just become king.
Lords. That's what I want to be. I want to be a lord.
You're just sitting there with your hands folded across your fucking Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones books, bro. Get it. Get
yeah,
into
dude,
it.
it's fucking awesome. I just finished the second one earlier today and gave it to
me.
Holden.
I'm gonna fucking.
I'm
on it.
so
It's
good.
gonna be so good.
Lord Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, area, the Lannisters.
I am the biggest
the faggot of the hand.
I am the biggest nerd in this room, and I don't know what
Nothing
the fuck
about
you guys
gaming.
are talking
Everybody
about.
needs to calm down, man.
I will ask. Can I ask this about school, middle school? I was one of the things when we started talking to the teachers. It's middle school dances,
Oh my god.
little boys boners.
I just
Yeah,
got
man,
a Facebook
all I did was
message.
fuck.
I just got a Facebook message from my friend Jamie Malarski back in the day, and in 8th grade I was dancing with her. I had a rock hard boner,
Right.
And she like felt it,
Had to.
and she was like, "Oh, you got a boner," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I do." And I
What a
literally just
creepy
thought,
fucking gigantic
What-
kid you must have been.
"Oh, it was so goofy."
He was
And
the
I had a
same
bionic
size.
arm.
Because it was
back
the
then.
same thing when you
Just
got
a
a
smaller face.
when
He
you
had
got
like a
punished
little
for
Beetlejuice
hugging
head,
people too
shrunken
much.
head. Oh yeah.
Would they remember that?
Yeah, I did get in trouble for hugging too much, and then
That,
my mom
dude,
had to go
that's
to school.
that's something that retarded kids get in trouble for.
I know, Marcus. Thank you.
Leroy Biles right here.
Yeah,
There you go.
I would have been more like a Leroy Biles had I not, really changed my ways and got into fucking chicks as opposed to hugging them. The thing is, I had this huge rock hard bone, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I feel it," and I just thought that when you get a boner, like then the woman has sex with you, But then it turns out like they have a choice too,
See, I thought back in middle school.
and it sucks. Like that sucked.
I thought
Like, that's
back
the
in
problem
middle
with
school,
boners.
when you got the boner, you jumped out of a window and ran home crying. Like that's what happened when you got a boner and you're dancing with a girl. But it
You ever
happened.
get a boner in the shower, buddy? I got a boner one time when I was in 7th grade in the shower after a football practice, and that was bad news. Because it was just boys in there,
I just. I refused
That was humiliating.
to shower.
You didn't shower?
I didn't shower.
It's
I didn't
worse
play
not
sports.
to shower, though.
Yeah,
I wrote
it's much
poems,
worse.
and things like that. I was a poet. I was
KB,
the
you ever,
laureate.
did you take showers? Did you take public showers?
Nah,
with
we,
a
man,
big old-
we didn't have that in our school.
You went to an art school.
Yeah.
So never after a saxophone practice, they were just like, well, we better bathe. Like, nothing like that
You
ever
actually
happened.
take a bath together. It's you and all the other saxophone guys just washing each other.
Woodwinds.
Yeah, it helps us play together better, man.
I just
Dick.
feel like
They'd
just a
play
whole bunch of
music,
white dudes
though, while they
tripping, and then it looks down, it's just Kevin's big dick.
Kevin,
I'm
will
like, God
you
damn it, Kevin.
will you wash my feet for me?
Please, Kevin. I love it, man. Bathing in school should be outlawed. I feel like I'm one of the last people that I can think of that had to publicly bathe with a whole series of
I had to do it.
That. Yeah, we
You
didn't
guys
have
always
to
had
do it.
nice little like panels.
No, see, we never had panels, but they were like, if you don't want to shower, you can just wait till you get home. And that's what I fucking did. 'cause I
Boys
was
were just
fat.
made to shower. I remember one time I tried not to shower, and my coach was like, "Oh, you better take those clothes off. You better get in the shower. You better do it." And it was
You
like
lived in the
insanely
Midwest.
creepy.
You lived in a weird
The
place.
Midwest. Yeah, they're
It's
weird.
all bad.
And
I'm
my
sorry.
coach
It's all
literally
disgusting.
used to just stand in like the door where the shower was and just
Whoa.
like, "You're doing good.
Yeah.
You're doing good."
Crazy soapy in here, huh?
He literally would.
I
He would try to
love
go over-
running water and soaping little boys. Ah, what a good gym class.
It was. I hated showering publicly. Did you shower, Stephanie?
No,
No
still
public-
don't. Europe, remember? No shower.
No shower publicly. You, Henry?
Well, no, I used to wash myself in puddles out in the street.
Like a bird.
And then the other times I lick myself clean.
That's good.
I'm very clean, though. I lick myself very thoroughly.
His tongue is cleaner than anything I've ever seen.
My tongue is cleaner than a dog's tongue, and dogs' tongues are cleaner than most other humans' tongues.
They're very clean. Yeah.
So-
How do you keep
Yeah.
such a clean tongue, Henry?
I scrape it.
with a knife, yeah.
I feel like just like licking concrete is how you scrape it.
I lick doors, and I lick rough textures.
Good for you.
Have you guys actually ever gotten a tongue scraper before?
Yeah, it's good.
definitely.
I didn't even know it existed.
I love a good tongue scrape.
Yeah, good
It
tongue
looks-
scrape.
hello.
Can you just do
feels
that?
leave my-
awful.
Can you just do that with your teeth?
No, but that's
All right, Marcus just scraped his disgusting fat cow Texas tongue, and the saliva that built up on his front teeth it looked as if
Yeah.
Hurricane Katrina was coming right at
that's
us.
what makes you the gimp. That's what makes
disgusting.
you, live in the basement and be the gimp.
He's got a clean
Any
tongue
woman
now.
touch him.
Man, I've never seen such a look of disgust on Kevin Barnett's face. I wish I could. I've never seen him so disgusted.
I can't believe I stayed watching that the whole time.
I know. It was captivating at the same time.
I watched the whole thing.
It was
I did.
like,
I
where's
Like,
it
no,
gonna
is
go?
it,
How
is
does
that
it
really
end?
gonna? Oh,
Yeah, that was probably the
white
most.
and
That was
foamy.
probably the most silent moment of the round table ever. Like everyone stopped talking,
So
and just
gross.
like all just kind of looked.
Good job, Marcus.
terrible person.
Thank you.
It reminds me, for my friend Wop sneezed in his hand.
Wop.
That is.
What's his
Wop?
last name?
You're
Is
not
it
supposed to say that.
Dago.
No, his name was Alex Wopat, so we called him Wop, and he spit a whole bunch.
Correlate.
His name
No,
was
it does.
Chinky
because-
Wop Gookstein.
Yeah, Chinky Wop Goopstein.
called him Wop.
Yeah, everyone knows it and everyone loves him. He had a huge piece of saliva. He sneezed into his hand and then he sucked it up through his mouth like it was a clam. And that was the second most disgusting thing. It was the first, but now it's the second after that.
Well, that's how I got. That's how I got tortured for an entire summer in a day camp. Was that I sneezed onto myself and I got covered in my own mucus. I like sneezed onto my own shirt. And I was like 11 and I'm fat and I'm awful and like I sneeze all over myself and these two like junior high schoolers in the back are just like, "You're fucking disgusting, fatty," and the rest of the time was just them beating me and throwing
Oh,
stuff
my
at me.
God.
Every single time I got on the train on the bus, I knew it was going to be a torture ride. You know that where
I
you're just
totally
like,
know what you're
as a
talking about,
child
yeah.
where you're just like,
Yeah.
I gotta go do this fucking mind like breakingly awful thing
yeah.
every day
School.
for 4
And everyone's
months.
cheery about it, and they have no
Oh, yeah.
idea why you don't want to get on the bus.
Yeah.
I had
Like the
the
long
summer
walk to your
camp.
mom's car. You know,
Yeah.
when you know you're gonna get shit thrown at you from the bus.
Yeah.
Like,
So
the
bad.
buses that pass.
Being a kid, summer camp was the worst experience of my life.
It was the worst.
I was wearing a Mighty Ducks hat, and I was like so awkward and weird, and I just kept on trying to hit on chicks, but wasn't working, and I wasn't good.
You were self-styled ladies, man.
Self-styled, and I was like, "Oh, you can't leave the door without a hug. Yeah, everyone needs a hug." So I was hugging all the kids. And I was so much bigger than everybody. It was such a nightmare. I took my shirt off to bathe, and literally, like, people just, actively pointed and poked me, and
Yeah.
were just like, "You're weird and fat, and then you're so tall." And then I just remember people being like, "You're so tall. How are you so fat?" Because
Yeah.
people just couldn't believe that you could be tall and fat at the same time.
That was my one public shower scenario too. Was that summer?
bad.
And I had a towel around me, and they ripped the towel off
course.
me, and they pushed me down into the showers, and all we're talking about how small my penis was.
Yeah, isn't that weird? And I remember my dick is so small, and my dick is still so small.
You know?
Oh, you're so tall, you're so fat, and then your penis is so tiny. How is that possible?
But it's not. It's just normal. It's normal. It's not tiny. I don't have a micro penis.
fine.
I just had a flashback when he started that story. I remember Mom telling me that story when I was also a child, and being like, "Why are you telling me this?" And they're like, and they laughed at him, and they took his towel off, and they laughed at him, and I was so young, and I was like, "That's awful! Why are you saying this to me?"
Jesus Christ, you.
And then, of course, what did I do? I made fun of him for it.
Of course, absolutely.
It's at school, and then you'd come over from school, and I would make fun of him.
I mean, to be fair to the students, I'm sure you went down pretty easy.
Oh, of course,
they
no.
just like touched you. You're like, I'm down. I'm down.
That was a bad time. That was a bad time period. And it's also, you know, when you like look back on your life and be like, and that's the day I probably turned into a comedian.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the one.
Mass murderer or comedian.
One or the other.
I remember, like, man, in Jamaica, we used to go there every summer. My little brother, he was fat. And for whatever reason, there was this one summer where Jamaican adults would just chase my brother around the streets all the time. I remember we would go to the beach sometime, and, you know, they had the shower, but it's like closed off on the beach. I remember these Rosses would come up, they would see my brother going in the shower, and one jumped up over the corner, was like, boom, and just starts running. Like, oh, watch that fat boy run! And they would just chase him. It was traumatized, man.
It's encouraging exercise and health, I suppose. That's so fucking terrible. It's so much worse when it's adults teasing a fat kid than it is kids teasing a fat kid.
There's no God when it's adults. There's just no God. Oh, that's so funny.
Has your brother recovered, or does he still
Now,
think
you know,
about it every day?
I've completely forgot about that till just now. But I remember, like, whenever anyone would say anything about him being fat, he's, I'm not fat, man. I'm not fat.
It's so sad.
I'm scarred by it.
It's awful. That is so terrifying.
I mean, that's why we can laugh about it now. It's so funny.
I'm sure he can't laugh about it still. Like, he's devastated. This is why I don't understand. Women always don't have to shower. Women get to shower in little cubbies, and men always have to shower in a group. Man,
We
we
still
we
get
have to-
bullied, man. We still have.
What's the worst thing that a woman?
well,
Like, you
Steph-
don't
Sorry,
get razzed for a small clit.
I had
Steph
a
had the
best
large,
friend.
the large breast. You had the
Yes,
large
but
bosoms.
before that,
So
7th
Stephanie,
grade.
first of all, let's
7th
talk
grade.
about your breasts.
No, wait.
So-
this is a story
okay.
about my breasts. You'll like it.
Yeah.
7th grade, me and my best friend are called Flatso and Fatso. I'm Flatso. Okay, 7th grade. 9th grade, I go to being bouncer, cantaloupe woman, and every other fucking name about
Cantaloupe woman?
large boobs. You can
That
get
sounds
to.
terrifying.
And I'm still tortured by the Flatso and Fatso comment, not the cantaloupe woman.
Everyone loves cantaloupes, and everyone loves women.
Except
So-
when they're deadly.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, there's new deadly
So-
cantaloupes.
Do you feel like your breasts were breeded from hate? Like, do you feel like because of
Yeah.
all the hatred that they received, your chest just grew bigger and stronger?
It needed to retaliate, man. It needed to come back strong.
And then you took them back down.
I took him back down.
So
You should
how
go out there
large
and
were
get a
these
tight
cantaloupe
10.
bosoms?
Holden, you knew my boobs.
Yeah,
If you could hold it,
vague
okay.
memory though.
So
I mean,
if you were working
massive.
at a produce section, let's say it's
Okay.
$4.99 a pound,
watermelons.
watermelons. So we're talking about $9, $10 here, bosom wise.
Yeah. What?
Pretty healthy.
I don't even know what we're talking about here. Am I buying fruit? Am I talking about her breasts?
You're talking about bosoms, but comparing them to fruit. God
You guys
knows.
want to talk about cannibals?
Yeah!
I guess so.
Yeah, Ben does it. Absolutely not.
20 years after she spent Thanksgiving weekend dining on her husband's ribs cooked barbecue style,
I love this woman.
This is a great story.
Oh May Mai Nelson is seeking release from a California
name's Oh May
prison. Oh May Mai! Oh May Ma!
Oh, okay.
Oh May Ma!
That's normal.
Oh May Ma!
yeah.
The Egyptian-born former model who had been married to her husband for less than a month when she killed him, dismembered him, and ate parts of his body, says she is no longer a danger to society.
She was an anorexic.
Jackie,
God,
wow, you
wow.
are fucking me today. I mean, I'm doing bad, but then you're doing worse, so that's fun.
I got your back.
Thanks, Jackie. So I love that she marinated and really barbecued these ribs. Like,
She actually
really
knows
took
how
care
to.
of it.
She
Yeah.
she knows how to meet a man.
Oh,
She needed it.
I'm sorry.
Did they describe the rub? Did she give a honey rub, a sweet and sour rub? Was it just a nice barbecue?
Here's what she did. At the hearing, a senior deputy district attorney will recount the day in 1991 when he arrived at the apartment that Nelson, then 23, shared with her 56-year-old husband and found the man's hands in the fry cooker and his head boiled and stuffed in the freezer.
Nice.
God, it's a real Dahmer.
What was it stuffed with? Like proper?
No,
like,
stuffed
stuffed
in the freezer. No.
It would have been pretty awesome if it was stuffed, though. Yeah.
I feel like the head would be like in the front of the on the dinner table. The head's there with all the lettuce around
at
it.
the head of the table.
At the head of the meat. What is that? What you do with the head of like a fucking goat or like a bull? You boil it
like head cheese.
Eat the eyes.
You eat the eyes. You boil the head though. Is
Yeah,
that
you boil
normal?
the head.
That's so friendly.
You eat the eyes.
Oh, I got something about eyes.
So what did she do with the fellow's eyes?
It's not about what she did to his eyes. It's what about an Italian man did to his own eyes.
Oh,
this
I've
is
heard
the
this
best!
story too.
I like it.
yeah,
I do want to say though, what's the best condiment to dip a human being into? If you were
Mayo.
gonna, you think mayonnaise? You're more
barbecue
European.
sauce.
Barbecue
That's
sauce.
interesting.
No, I mean, you've
Barbecue.
seen Texas
I
Chainsaw
love everything in
Massacre.
mayo.
Hot sauce for sure.
You think hot sauce and
How
mayo
about hot
would be
sauce
good?
mixed with mayo?
What is the consistency of the mayo? Like people have eaten human meat. What is that again? Does it taste like pork?
like
is
pork.
that a
Gamey.
thing?
Pork.
It's gamey.
Yeah, it's like pork. That's what are the there is an island, the Guineas, I think, in New Guinea. They call it long
The
pig.
Awapdagos. Yeah, it's right next to
they
that.
call it Guinea Wapdago meat. No.
Marcus, I think I would choose you to eat.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no, I
was
would
just
definitely.
looking at you, and I think you would be really lean.
Do you feel like
Yeah.
that's like a thing of evolution? Do you think if we tasted better, we would have never evolved to this
That
point?
is one of the reasons why they say humans got a chance to
we don't
develop our
taste good
brains. Is that
animals.
we were never the main diet of any creature.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we're really, because we're not good, we've made it this far.
But you can prepare a human to be good.
Okay.
I bet Marcus's ribs would taste succulent.
You think so?
Yeah.
Slow cooked
Yeah,
over a
I
couple
definitely
of hours.
out of everyone, I would definitely be the best one to butcher.
This woman's interesting though because like Dahmer used corpses for like scientific reasons, and this was simply for food. I wonder if she's killed more people than
Here's
this.
the reason why she killed him. She says that she chopped him up to avoid meeting her husband in the afterlife.
I feel like it would be creepier to just meet a bunch of floating body parts.
Yeah,
than to
totally.
meet a whole man. You know, there's like
Those are three things put together.
Why did she want to avoid meeting him in the afterlife? They just did not get along after a month.
Well, she said that he had been raping and abusing her.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
she's
this is a
Egyptian
revenge
too,
thing.
Isn't
right?
that just marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
It's
Egyptian.
not rape after you get married.
No, I mean God knows. I can't even talk about sex with a woman. I don't know what it's like, but I would
Things
assume
are falling
things.
apart.
You know things.
I know nothing. But so they were just married for a month, and he ripped her for a month, and then she murdered him.
Yep. And ate him.
Seems fascinating.
Man, I feel like I think that's the best way to do it. If you're gonna fucking murder somebody, you better fucking eat them.
I think it's more appropriate, right?
think
It's like
it's
when you go
fine.
deer hunting.
No, you
If
chop them up
shoot
and
a
you feed
deer-
them to dogs or
you
pigs.
feed- or
that
feed the dogs.
too,
Pigs.
yeah.
You feed humans
Use
to
the
pigs.
But I mean, that's the thing, though. Yeah, you gotta use the body. If you go hunting and you shoot a deer and you leave the deer in the field, it's rude. But if you eat the deer, you're like, okay, well,
Yeah,
at the
you
very
use
least,
the
it's gone
skin.
to some sort of life. It's
You just-
gone to fulfill a life.
You make a bunch of chairs and ashtrays out of them.
Sure.
That's another idea.
Oh man, lampshades and soap.
You want to make human soap? Jackie,
Taking now, she's just taking a page from the Nazi book now.
I love it. So, Marcus, what can you do with
Hitler
eyes?
would have fallen in love with you.
I know, man. Beautiful children.
Here's what's going on in the world. In the world of eyeballs, hundreds of parishioners looked on in horror as an Italian man ripped out both of his eyes during mass.
Rock and roll!
Daddy ate my eyes.
My eyes. My eyes.
God.
Witnesses said the 46-year-old who told paramedics that he heard voices calmly stood up and began tearing at his eyes soon after the priest began his sermon.
Why?
Calmly stood
Church-
up to.
Churchgoers
Church, man, you gotta be calm in church.
churchgoers retrieved the eyes, but surgeons were unable to save the man's sight.
Yeah, then so that put him back in his head. They're like, now it works.
Mr. Potatoing his eyes back into his fucking head.
Fuck this guy. Why would you even waste the time to try to put them back in his face?
This is what God makes you do.
He ripped them out of his face.
He is
I
like a
just don't-
classic Humpty Dumpty.
Typical.
Yeah, man. Fell
Italians.
Off that wall.
I just don't understand. Was there a religious reason? What in any religion demands you to
was
tear out the
seeing
eyes?
shit. He must
Do you
have
feel like
been
he was just
No,
looking
no,
at a
no.
lot
He
of
said
porn
that
or something?
He heard voices telling him to go into a church and tear out his eyeballs.
Oh, that'll happen. That happens.
Yeah, and then they told him to go see Drive.
Yep.
And then he went to Sizzler, and that
Good.
was a good time too. You know, sometimes the voices are crazy, and
And then he
sometimes
went-
the voices are fun.
He went to Applebee's because he wanted to eat good in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
And he's just like, I'm just
absolutely.
going to do that.
Yeah.
Because I love my neighborhood.
Waitress, I'm sorry. Could you read this menu for me? I ripped my eyes out at a church earlier today.
That's why all the blood and the hollow holes.
Where's the jalapeno poppers? Can you
Seriously.
actually put them in the
Yeah.
holes in my head?
I'm actually
where
on a
my eyes
diet.
used
I'm not
to be?
ingesting through the mouth. I'm ingesting through the eyes.
Man,
So,
how hard it's hard enough for me to put contacts in.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to rip out your eye? Like, imagine literally
I just don't see
putting your
logistically how
fingers
you
in.
can do it. You know?
No,
Like,
yeah, I
it's
do
just
it.
hard to do.
You can do it.
You want me to do it?
How do you do it?
Oh my God, Holden! Put it back in, Holden.
Daddy ate my eyes. Daddy ate my eyes.
All right, Holden's.
Now, the doctor who treated him said that it requires superhuman strength. Like, I mean, to be able to, like, really,
Right?
like, go against every instinct
And
that
go
you
and
have
get in
to,
those
like, really...
eyes out.
Yeah,
It
but
just
I've-
means you must be crazy.
I've heard when you sneeze, if you had your eyes open, they'd pop out, which is why you close your eyes.
I think
when
you read
sneeze.
that in a Calvin and Hobbes cartoon.
No, dude, I do love Calvin and Hobbes, but it was definitely in a scientific book of some kind.
I do
I'm
wish
sure.
I could pop out my eyes and just hold them and look at people. Just be like,
I would
hey,
love
baby,
to.
I like the way
Yeah.
you're looking today.
To look behind your head with your eye, like your
Yeah.
head's facing forward. But
Yeah,
take your
they
eyes
do
and
say
look
that
up.
if your eyeball pops out and the optic nerve is still attached, like say one eyeball is hanging down,
just see
you
down.
see one eyeball straight and the other one is going to be looking down.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that, man. That's the fucking
Life's
perfect
all
thing.
about perspective.
Absolutely.
Dude, I had a cat that I found that way. This cat came to my doorstep. That
Cat isn't like a
eventually-
hipster version for a man, or
yeah,
like an
like
actual
a cool
animal?
cat. No, an actual animal.
Okay, that's good.
She had gotten into a fight, obviously, and one of her eyes was dangling out of her head.
Cool.
So they took her to the vet, and they got her all patched up, and they had to, like, rip out the eye. They couldn't fix it. And they said that she was going to be psychologically damaged because of how fucked up she was, because, it, like, especially if you're a cat, you don't understand what's going on, that she could see the ground for days. She didn't understand why it had happened. So she was internally angry
I
for
still
the
feel
rest
like-
of her life. And so I had her for, like, 6 months, and she was the worst fucking thing. And then I got fucking rid of her.
Good.
Because she
Fuck
was
her.
awful. She should have been just put to sleep.
I still think Henry had it worse when he got the towel ripped off of him and people made fun of his small people.
The cat didn't know. She didn't know what was going on.
What were they yelling? They were just
was
pointing
there
at
a
and screaming.
Little
tiny-
fatty with the small pee-pee.
Was there a chant?
It was all of that. Everything that could be said about being fat and have a tiny penis is what was said that afternoon. I don't remember it all. I don't really remember. I literally
that afternoon. As if it's the JFK assassination.
I remember it
How
as
about
like I
big
was
bowl of
watching.
pasta, no meatballs? Is that a good one?
No, absolutely not.
I like it though.
0 for 3.
No, yeah. God, I feel great.
No, I remember the incident as if I was watching it from far away. Is that weird?
No,
Say like
no,
lovely
it was
beds.
that
Yeah,
dramatic.
like lovely beds.
You
Yeah.
separated yourself from the occasion. Oh my God.
Sequel to Lovely Beds.
Henry, it happened to you. It didn't happen to anyone else. You should feel ashamed.
Jesus, Jackie.
God
No,
damn it.
Henry, don't cry. Henry, don't cry about it.
Got a tiny.
No. When he
I don't know.
starts singing to himself, he's so sad when he does this.
You know, when you get this sad, maybe you should just rip out your fucking eyes.
Just rip him out, Henry.
oh my God! He ripped it.
I'm sorry.
Holden and Henry, you both been blinded.
Ripped at his own eyes. He said, "I'm sorry," and then he's this eyeless, self-styled ladies man.
And with that, we
Give
have
me
a
a
segment
hug.
from Holden
Give me a
McNeely.
hug, Henry.
Segment from Holden McNeely.
All right. Well, this segment, since our true friend Ed Larson is not here,
We
And
haven't
him
met
not-
Ed
friend.
once.
Yeah,
haven't
we
been-
don't even
Eddie,
need
we
him.
love
very
you,
forgettable.
buddy.
Oh, I mean, we love him.
Well, the thing about him not being here is that we can
I
all
do.
now get in an elevator together.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know. Not with you replacing him. Big, fat, tiny penis.
Bing bong!
Bonkers! Chow time!
So, all
I'm
right.
loving it.
Megustalations!
So this
Oh, I like that one.
so
That's
the segment,
that's mine.
the
That's mine.
segment today
questions.
The segment today is called Ask Ed. Ask Ed. Marcus is our point scorer. I'm going to ask everyone in the roundtable a question. You're going to answer for Ed what he would answer, and Marcus is going to score you on accuracy, on delivery,
on diplomacy,
on palpability,
Racism.
on racism.
Yes.
This is gonna be
And-
hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Tough, man.
Well, I'm going to start with you, Jackie.
No, come on.
Jackie.
Jackie.
Okay, I'm ready for the challenge.
Dolphins win the Super Bowl this year. What is your post-game plan?
All right, man. First, I'm gonna shotgun 10 beers. I'm gonna sing Miami as a Dolphin, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. I'm not gonna finish the song because that would be too long. And then I'm gonna fucking take this fucking big bosom, tight, blonde bitch. I'm gonna bend her over the table at second chance. I'm gonna fuck her in front of everybody.
We're in the air, we're
on the ground. We're always in control while we're singing the song. And then I'm gonna get high as fuck, and I'm not gonna remember the next 2 days.
Because when you say Miami,
You're talking Super Bowl.
All right, sounds good.
6. I like the song.
I think that was actually totally accurate.
Yeah, that was
I would give you. Can I say one extra point, Marcus? I feel like she gets to 7.
I don't know about the fucking in public,
She gets.
Oh, Eddie
that's-
would fucking public.
He went. Well, that's the thing.
You
Yeah,
don't think that's an Ed move?
That is not. He's a romantic.
see,
in
that's
my
Yeah.
that's why I gave it a 6 because the fucking
Yeah,
public.
but I'm
was
talking
a little-
about a tight, stupid bitch.
Nah, but
like,
you
not
know-
someone he's
Yeah.
into.
All right.
You would fuck the girl.
On the bar, I
In a
really think
bathroom,
during the
maybe.
song.
Nah.
bathroom maybe, but not on the no. Come
Yeah,
on
not on the
Come
bar.
on
He
now.
wouldn't do it in front of
No,
people.
he knows how
I
to
just
treat
really
a
think
lady.
he would
He's
do it in
too
front of me.
sweet.
I just
Yeah.
know for a fact he would do it in front of me. We've talked about what we would
That's
do
a
in front
special relationship you
of.
guys
I love
have.
Ed. Eddie, I want to fuck a chick with you.
Hell yeah, and that's why, Ben, I'm going to ask you next. Your question.
Well,
All right.
I do. I want to have sex with a
You've
girl.
got your
Ed.
Ed Larson, Ben.
Yeah.
You've got $1 million
Sure.
and you have a day to spend it. What are you doing?
I'm buying tons of weed, number 1. Number 2, I'm giving all
How
my
much
mon-
weed?
I'm buying a 50 bag. And then I'm gonna
50
give,
bag.
Yep. I'm going to buy a 50 bag and then I'm going to give all the rest of the money to Ben Kissel because I fucking love him so goddamn much! Yeah!
1 point.
What? No! Why?
Yeah,
no, he's
1
buying a 50 bag and then he's going to give me the rest of the money.
One.
What the fuck? Fuck you!
One.
I know Ed.
1 point.
maybe you
One
could give him a 2.
No.
I think
Nope.
he's
One.
gonna. Okay, fine. He's gonna
Buy
buy
at least a hundo.
a hundo bag then, like he's some sort of fucking Street Fighter character. He's gonna buy hundo of fucking weed.
You're over. Continue.
One
All
point.
right.
He's gonna give me the rest of the fucking money.
Kevin Barnett,
I feel like that's inaccurate.
you've got to choose one. You either got to go back in time and assassinate Dan Marino, or you got to fuck your mother. as
Literally,
as
think
Ed.
wisely on this one.
As Ed.
He'd fuck his mother. I think he would fuck his mother.
Who wouldn't want to fuck his mother? I
don't know,
What's the circumstances? Like Back to the Future, she doesn't know that
Is
you're
she
his
young?
You're
son.
not going to
Is
go
she
back
young?
in time and fuck your mother. No, you're
did she
fucking
even
Fuck her
today,
now,
mom.
Holden, or fuck her like when she was attractive?
Today, mom.
I would fuck her now.
All I'm saying is, I seen that dude wearing dolphin shirts and dolphin hats. I never seen him with a shirt of his mom. I haven't seen that not one time.
I like that. It's a good follow-up answer. What are you going to
Good
say,
point.
Marcus?
Oh my God. Well, for accuracy, I think he would probably assassinate Dan
I
Marino.
don't know, man.
What?
But
I like the cut of his jib.
I like the cut of your jib. 7.
7. So I still have 1.
You're gonna have 1 till the end of it.
Okay.
All
That
right.
sucks.
Wait, he got more than me?
Yeah, he did better than you.
He
Yeah.
chose the wrong one, though.
Yeah, but he was funnier.
Stephanie.
I sang the fucking song.
Jackie,
You want me to
not-
finish the
Jackie,
song?
do
I
not-
didn't sing the whole song.
Do not
Stephanie.
terrorize and do not sing that song.
Since you're in the Chuckle-Hut, I'm going to give you the option of answering one of 2 questions. You can choose which one to answer.
I wanna
How
know.
will you propose to your future wife? Or what is your ultimate hell as Ed?
I'm gonna go with the proposal.
All
As
right.
I already said this evening, Ed's a romantic. If I were gonna propose to my future wife, I would fucking bring back the Allman Brothers, the original Allman Brothers, and I would have them fucking do a concert. And I would fucking bring my chick to the concert. We would smoke a sweet doob, the finest, and then I would lay her down. This is not a public venue, by the way, private venue. And I'd be like, lady, I love you as much as I love the fucking dolphins, as much as I love awesome hot sauce, and I want you to be with me by my side for the rest of my life.
I want to be this woman.
Zero. Ed's not doing that. That is a zero.
Will you marry me?
You never once mentioned
With
farts.
the Allman Brothers stand behind
Sweat.
me. I will fart with you. I will sweat with you.
You want to be proposed.
I just feel like Ed, if you want to marry Stephanie, that's how you propose to her.
What are you giving? What are you giving, Marcus?
I'm gonna give her a. I mean, it was a good effort.
Give her a negative.
It was. I'm not gonna give her a
No,
negative.
it's not. Nothing's worse than your answer.
Nothing's worse. You have the
I
worst
didn't
answer.
do anything negative. I should have gotten a 10.
You got a 1 out of pity.
Yeah,
You should have gotten a
should've
0.
gotten
I should have gotten
0
more than
or
one,
worse.
because that's what Ed would have done. I don't think you guys understand our relationship.
Steph, you get a 5.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll take
five.
it.
You get a 5.
No, absolutely, definitely.
It's just so
All right.
upsetting.
For the final question, the man that is replacing Ed tonight in the show.
Baloney already.
All right, Henry. As Ed, you're locked in a room with a talking bear for 24 hours. What is your game plan?
Well, I mean, you're gonna get down to brass tacks, and you're gonna kill a deer together. And, like, you're gonna see, he's gonna pepper this bear with fucking questions. He's gonna want to know everything that the bear has ever done. Like, what is
Hunting methods, tactics.
And then be like, what do you dream about when you sleep through the winter? And then and then him and the bear are literally, I think they'll just end up joking around, for a long
Are
time.
there blunts involved?
I mean, if he could teach the bear how to smoke weed, he's smoking a joint and he's looking at the bear, and the bear is just like, what is that? And then he's just like, oh, it's weed. You smoke weed? Do you smoke weed, bear? And she's just like, I don't know. I've never smoked anything. This is really a first for me as well. And then him and the bear smoke weed, and the problem is that what if the bear gets paranoid and then...
Yeah, and then murders.
That's the problem if he has a bad reaction to the weed.
Yeah,
man.
or he just gets chilled out and puts a bunch of big pair of sunglasses on.
Oh man, what if he puts on like a dress?
Oh no, and he makes fucking sweet love to the bear.
Man, I bet Ed would fuck a bear.
No, he would not
You
fuck a
think Ed
bear.
would fuck a
No,
bear?
it's
It's
too
gonna
big.
affect your score
It's
depending
too
on what
big.
you say.
He only likes tiny women.
Yeah, he does only like talked.
That's not true.
That's really it,
Not
right?
fucking true.
Ed likes a lot of flabby whales.
But I would
He
just
loves the
get.
ladies, all sizes.
He just like he
Okay,
likes
I
women.
wanna-
He just like not a bear. Let me get my score.
Yeah, get to the score. Okay.
But that's it. You'd hang out with the bear.
He's going to hang out with the bear. He's going to get him.
7.5. You win, Henry.
Henry wins.
All right.
Give
I
him
love
the
it.
most interesting question.
And he wins. Ask Ed. Bam, 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 bam.
Hey, Ed, what do you think
Squirt, squirt.
All right, that's been the roundtable. Stephanie, I just want to say, do you love Ed? How much do you love Ed, and what do you want to do with him?
I'm in love with Ed.
What would you do
totally
with
love him.
What would you do on your first date if you got to go on a date with Ed? And this is very important because this is going to make or break his entire life.
I have already been on a date with Ed.
How
We went
was
to
it?
The Black Keys. It was awesome. The only problem was we had to tag along. Not so awesome.
Who was the tag along?
Holden.
Jeff Darlin.
Oh, all right, Jeff. That's been the roundtable of gentlemen. For Jackie Zebrowski, Henry Zebrowski.
Heil Hitler.
Sing hi.
Not a good sign out.
Why? What the fuck happened? Heil Hitler.
It's so far.
All right, Holden McNeely,
say
Kevin
my
Barnett,
name.
I'm Ben Kissel. Marcus Parks, thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you.
For being here. I'm sorry I'll never be man enough for you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We'll talk to you next week. I am sorry.